Hi guys, this is a video to help you learn how to convert from any other number system to decimal system. So right now we have access to 101 base 2. In order to convert that to our number system, which is base 10, what you want to do is write out the entire binary number, so 101. And then underneath each of these numbers, you're going to use the base. In this case, it's 2. And you'll just write 2 under each one. But you're going to write a different exponent for each one, starting with 0 and working your way up from right to left. So in this case, 2 to the 0, 2 to the first, 2 squared. You have to do those simple math expressions. So 2 to the 0 power is 1, 2 to the first power is 2, and 2 squared is 4. Pretty easy so far. Next, what you're going to do is you want to multiply the top number with the bottom number at each of these columns. So the top number is 1, the bottom number is 4, so that is 4. Then 0 times 2, that's 0. 1 times 1, that's 1. Just add them all together at the end, and you get 5. So 101 in base 2 is 5 in our base 10 number system. Let's try again. This again, 1, 0, 1, 0. Then you put a line underneath each one. Put 2's underneath each one because of this base 2 number right here. Then we're going to say 2 to the 0, 2 to the first, 2 squared, 2 cubed. Then actually do each of those. So that's 1, 2, 4, 8. Now we're going to do multiplication. So 1 times 8 is 8. 0 times 4 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. And 0 times 1 is 0. When you add all those together, we will get 10, which is exactly what we want. 10 base 10. Next one. Right, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Put lines underneath each one. Then you write 2 underneath each one because it is base 2. Then we'll start with the 0 power and work our way up, 1 each time. Now we have to do this math operation, so 2 to the 0 is 1, then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32. Now we'll do our multiplication. So we have 1 times 1 is 1, 0, 4, 8, 0, 32. Now we start to add. So 32 plus 8, well, that's 40, and then plus 4 is 44, plus 1 is 45. So the answer is 45. Now this one's a little bit weird, because this one has decimals in it, but that's okay. We could do it. 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0.11. Again, we're going to underline each one and put a 2 underneath each one. Now, because we want to start with the ones place, you want to start over here. We'll have 2 to the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, on the right-hand side, these ones will actually go into the negatives, so like -1 and -2. To the 0 power, again, is just 1, then 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64. On this side, it's 1/2 and 1/4. And if you kept going, it'd be like 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, and so on and so forth. Now we'll do a multiplication step. 1 times 64 is 64, and we have plus 32. I'm not going to write the zeros because they don't mean anything. 1 plus 8 is 8, or 1 times 8 is 8. Then 1 times 2 is 2. And then we're going to add some decimals in, so plus 1/2 plus 1/4. So 64 plus 32, well, that's, what is that, 96. And then 96 plus 10 is 106. So we know we have a 106 as our whole number. And then for our decimal, we have 1/2 plus 1/4. And I know that to be 0.75. So it's the answer. Next one. So now we're not converting from base 2 to base 10. Now we're converting from base 16 to base 10. But the process is pretty similar. But instead of putting 2 down here, we just put 16 because it's the new base. 16 to the 0 power, 16 to the first power, 16 to the 0 power, well, that's 1. Any number to the 0 power is 1. And 16 to the first, that's 16. Now we do a multiplication. 7 times 1. 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 16 is 32. So now you do 32 plus 7 to get 39 base 10. That's exactly how you do it. Not too bad. Next, we have 1, 3, A, D. Now, again, let's continue. And we know D, this is base 16, so it's 16, 16, 16, 16. And we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. 16 to the 0 power is 1. 16 to the first power is 16. 16 squared. Now, on the test, you will get calculators, so you don't have to know what 16 squared is off the top of your head or try to figure it out. You can just do 16 squared or 16 times 2 or 16 times 16 on your calculator and get 256. Same thing, we're going to multiply by 16 times 16 times 16 to get 4,096 to get 1 or 16 to the third power. Now as our multiplication step, so 1 times 4,096 is pretty easy. That's just 4,096. Then most people don't know how to do this in their head, but 3 times 256, when you enter that into your calculator, you get 768. Then A times 16, we know A is 10 from our hexadecimal chart, so 10 times 16 is 160. And then D times 1, we know D is 13, so 13 times 1 is 13. Now what you're going to do is add together all of those numbers at the end, so that's 4,096 plus 768 plus 160 plus 13. When you do that, you should get 5,037 base 10. All right, next we have 3, 4, 1, 7. All right, for this one, what we're going to do is same thing, base 8. So we have 8 to the 0, 8 to the first, 8 squared, 8 to the third. Then we have 8 to the 0 power is just 1, 8 to the first is 8, 8 squared is 64. And then 64 times 8, or 8 times 8 times 8, is 512. Now we're going to do our multiplication step. So 3 times 512 is 1,536. 64 times 4, so 64 times 4 is 256. 1 times 8, that's easy, it's 8. 7 times 1, easy, 7. Now we're just going to add all those numbers together at the end. So 1,536 plus 256 plus 8 plus 7. You should get 1,807. Base 10. All right, one more. 1, 1, 0, 2, 1. Remember, these are all base 3 numbers. So there's 3 to the 0, 3 to the first, 3 squared, 3 to the third, and 3 to the fourth. 3 to the 0 power, that's 1, 3, 9, 27, 81. So 81 times 1, that's 81. 27 times 1, that's 27. This is 0 right here. 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 times 1 is 1. Then we're just going to add all this together and be done with our problem. 81 plus 27 plus 6 plus 1. That should be 115 base 10. And that's it. This is just the first video, or one of the videos that you can watch. Next time we will go over how to convert from binary to hexadecimal and vice versa, as well as going from our number system, our base 10 system, to another system like base 2 or base 16 or some other kind of base. All right, have fun, do your best, see you soon.